Hello, Planet Earth. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where IDK, my BFF Jill730. I'm Preston L. Young, wishing you warm salutations and congratulations, as always. You've made your way to the Buffington Post. Alright, Planet Earth, reach into your super gay Buffy bag because you know what time it is. That's right, it's Angel and Faith Season 10, Issue number 23. It's A Tale of Two Families, Part 3. But first, previously on Angel and Faith.
So all season long we've been wondering what the heck is going to go down with Nadira. What is the whole point of her having Magic Town animate this whole half of her over here, looking crazy, acting crazy, talking to Magic Town. Magic Town is its own thing. What the heck? Then Fred came back, and Fred was like, hey, I'm Fred, but I'm also Illyria, and Illyria is its own thing, and Fred's crazy, and Illyria's crazy, and it's just like, what the heck? And then Angel was having these dreams that he was killing people, and he was like, feeling like he was really killing these people, and then they were really dying, but he felt like he wasn't killing people, but the dreams were their own thing, and it was crazy, and it was just like, what the heck? And now Co had also come in, and he was looking for Illyria, but found Fred, and Fred's not super bad, even though Illyria is sometimes Fred, and Fred's sometimes Illyria. So Co has been left to not get his whole vengeance, and he's been playing with Angel and Faith, and he's pretty much just like, what the heck? And Faith, really, she's caught up in the middle of all of these other problems, and we thought that she was finally, like, making a friend with Inspector Brandt, and it turns out that he's a vampire, and we're all just like, what the heck? And of course, all of this is coming together as Archeus moves into Magic Town, which, Nadira's, like, partly animated by, in order to make Magic Town a part of his extended family, because, he is the progenitor of the entire lineage of vampires to which Spike, Drusilla, and Angel, and Darla, and the Master all belong. He brought Magic Town this crazy statue, and he put it up in the middle of the street, and now we're going to see where all of these stories finally come together.
And boy, are they coming together in Angel and Faith, Season 10, Issue number 23, A Tale of Two Families, Part 3. Here we go!
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are
Hers and his, three's company too.
Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
Leave a lovable space that needs your face. Three's company too. Down at our rendezvous.
Down in our rendezvous, three's company too.
Down at our rendezvous.
Down in our rendezvous, three's company too.
Alright, so I didn't really like the variant cover this month, so I went with the traditional, which the more I look at it, the more I like it. Like, it's really great. And so the book opens as passers-by within Magic Town are seeing these bright blue flashes of light race down the street. From above, we can see that all of these flashes of light are convening to the middle of Magic Town, where, of course, Archeus has placed the great big statue. So sure enough, the Magic Town magic is like, ooh, look at this statue, I can get in and, like, be in, and it goes into the statue and it, like, wakes up. Now at this point, Nadira feels her connection to Magic Town kind of like severed. She feels like even though she's not in Magic Town and it was a little shaky before, like now it's like it's completely gone. She's not linked with Magic Town the way that she was anymore, and that's really frightening her. Because basically Magic Town is not so like friendly as Nadira first kind of thought it was. She says that it was almost like she thought that Magic Town and she were in it together, kind of like siblings, but the more she had this relationship with Magic Town, she realized that it was like this primal force, kind of like a tiger cub or something, in that she had kind of tried to raise it, but it's still this wild, crazy thing that can't be controlled. Fred says, okay, I get that you're afraid, but maybe we should go into Magic Town so that you can try and communicate with it somehow, but Nadira is of course afraid of the magic for all the reasons above, but Ko says, hey, if you're afraid to go in, you won't have to go alone, we can go and face this thing together. So then we walk in with Brandt to his office, and holy shit, there's Angel waiting for him. Because, okay, Angel has all of these unanswered questions, and we'll get to that, but yeah, they just immediately start fighting. So Angel tells Brandt, hey, the jig is up. When I got to Archeus' place and it was a great big trap, I kind of figured you must have tipped him off, and so you're in league with Archeus, like under his thrall, but, whatever, you're not gonna win, Archeus can't win, etc., etc., and then turns out that it's not just Inspector Brandt, like all the cops are in on it. So while Angel's fighting off the vamp cops, we pick up with this old lady who is just kind of like playing with her dog in the park. So the statue full of Magic Town decides to kind of go and pick up her dog, and she's just like freaking out. She's like, put my dog down, etc. Well, Magic Town doesn't like that, and he just sends this lady flying across the park. So back with Angel and Brant and all the vamp cops, Brant is going on about how Angel's so stubborn, yada yada yada. Faith comes in, dusts Brant, and says, don't even try and tell me about how stubborn Angel is. I've got his back for the longest, right? Angel dusts the other two vamps, and then he and Faith have this funny exchange about how she came in when he had told her not to, and it turned out that he needed her help, and he said that that's what he wants out of her because she knows to trust her instincts on what he tells her, and it's just crazy, right? So after he gives her the skinny on Brant and how the police are all involved, we move to Archeus and Drusilla, and basically Archeus is kind of like passive-aggressively going after Drusilla, like talking like, oh, well, it's a good thing you got the statue up and working and everything's going good because you really fucked it up there for me for a while. You're getting us, like, all of our plans ruined. And we can see that just as I predicted, like, Drusilla is not very comfortable with Archeus anymore because when she stops being his favorite, that's going to be a bad day for her. So while they go off to plan to investigate the carnage that the statue is creating, the statue, we pick up with it, and it's just petting this dog. It's like, it just wants to play with this dog. It's really kind of cute. Magic Town is just, like Nadira said, it's like a little child. It's an adolescent, kind of. But, you know, Magic Town, it threw that old lady, like, right across the park, and so these guys come up to, like, defend her honor or whatnot, but Magic Town ain't having any of that, and it's actually about to just stomp on these dudes. But then Nadira shows up, and she's like, hey, girl, we don't have to do this violently, like, you're just scared, like, don't worry about them, they're scared too, I know you're afraid, like, we can figure this out together, girl, we just can't hurt anybody else. So she talks to Magic Town, and she talks about how this body isn't even alive, it's just a mockery of what it really wants, and what it wants to be is understood, just like any living thing. And she's like, the magic and Nadira are really kind of connecting. And then it goes to like, get her, like grab her, and like, I guess like be a part of her again, I don't know. But Fred doesn't like it, and so she comes up to like save Nadira from Magic Town, but Magic Town gets scared and grabs Fred by the throat. And you know what that means? Illyria's back. What? Illyria's like, hey girl, you should know, don't go fucking with old ones. It's on. Sophronia's just like, is this better or worse? And Ko goes, no, it's worse, girl. And that's where we end the issue. Alright, Angel and Faith Season 10, number 23, you are getting it. There's a lot of good stuff in this issue. Everything really is coming together very nicely, and really almost a little too predictably, because we have pretty much called everything going on in this issue, but at the same time it's handled very well, and there are some really good things. There are a couple of annoying things. The stuff with Brant, it's handled very quickly. It's just like, oh, when we found out Brant's a bad guy, and we went after him, and we didn't get into any of these kind of like bigger discussions on, you know, what these new vampire rights are, like within the workforce. And I was even thinking today, before this one came out, about how Buffy right now, she's dealing with the government and having to kind of be forced to work with the vampires, right? But I was thinking, isn't it a neater idea and a more angel-y idea that he would know that Brant is a vampire and he's already working with Brant of his own volition? But of course, that's not the case, and so I can't really talk about how we explored those themes, because as much as the vampire rights stuff really throws things like all over the place for kind of the verse at large, and as a Buffy purist, if you will, it really does raise some really interesting ethical questions and ideas that I think would be really neat to address, and we haven't really dealt with those in much at all in Angel, so I think we could work on that more, and I was really hoping to kind of explore that with Brant, but that went to hell. And I have to say, you know, like, Magic Town racing into the statue, it was all very exciting, it's very neat, and the whole Magic Town just kind of being and existing in this physical form that we can, you know, accept it as, oh, that's Magic Town. It's a really neat idea, and to have Nadira separated from that, to have something, part of her identity in a big way separated from that is really interesting. But just the Magic Town, the way that it just went into the statue, and of course we knew exactly what was happening, but Archeus never really told us what he had planned for the statue. It was all just kind of like left to us to kind of infer on. But I mean, we had fun, but at the same time, it was the obvious answer, and that's one nitpick about that. We get a little bit of Ko here, but it's really not a whole lot. It's just enough for him to say, "Oh, I'm supportive and trying to be a friend in this season of the Buffyverse, and I'm trying to work that into my life, and I'm gonna be your friend." And that's nice, but we're definitely gonna get more Ko in the next issue because Illyria will be here, and that's going to raise some really good conflicting things for him, and hopefully he will be a friend to Illyria since he cares so much about Fred now. And so that'll be really neat because I think that's one of the neater things that they haven't really dealt with a whole lot is the relationship between Fred and Ko. We've seen kind of snapshots of it, but that's something that I think we should really work for in Season 11, fingers crossed. So Fronia and Lavinia, I'm not even going to complain about them. They showed up at the very end, but it's fine because everything else going on here was really interesting. I really like what's going on with Drusilla. Of course, I called it, I said, Drusilla's not going to be very comfortable playing with Archeus because Archeus plays for keeps. And Drusilla, she can be maniacal. Well, she's not really diabolical, she's crazy, and so she wants to just kind of go and do whatever when it fancies her, and she's not really used to having to really answer to anyone, and so Archeus coming in, it's great to have somebody to connect to and all this good stuff, but she really is starting to see that Archeus is not the most fun, and Drusilla likes fun. So I think Drusilla might be like our secret ace in the hole. I'm thinking she might really help us out in the end, or she'll probably just get away scot-free like she always does. Maybe a little bit of both, right? The stuff with Nadira is really interesting. I like the idea that she has this relationship with Magic Town, and she's really worried about it. She wants to make sure that it can have its own existence, and a happy one without her. She, of course, kind of identifies with Magic Town, obviously, and that's got to affect her psyche in some way, but it really does come from this very empathic place, and so that's a really neat thing to explore because she did look at it like a sibling, she says, but to think of it more as not even a pet, but as just this force of nature that she's kind of just in tune with and trying to be in tune with really hard. It brings a whole new understanding to magic, and that's what I really like about the new rules. As for Angel and Faith, they're in very little of this comic, but what they do is very good. It's all like concentrated Angel and Faith. I was reading the parts with Angel and Faith, like they get this whole spread to themselves, like this is their kind of page. And everything here is really good. Like the conversation between them, what they are saying to and about one another, it's Angel and Faith. It's straight out of season 9, that whole vibe. I feel like Victor Gischler, when he gets them on the same page, they really work together, and that's the whole point. Have you seen the title of the book? As for Archeus, I think, like with Magic Town in the picture, Archeus is gonna get his ass kicked by either Magic Town and or Illyria, and so that'll be really neat going forward. But again, Illyria could go and stab everybody in the back and play with Archeus. Illyria does not play with anybody, really. I mean, she plays with people, but when it comes down to it, it's like, especially this new Illyria that's all up in Fred and just super cray. We don't know what this Illyria is gonna do because, Illyria, poor girl. The art's really good here. Will Conrad and Michelle Madsen, they've really made Angel and Faith their own. It has a very different look from season 9, but it works for Angel and Faith. It looks a lot like season 4 of Angel, and so it really does have that working for it. I love the gag that we've got the statue of Magic Town just playing with this puppy because, just wants to play with a puppy. And one of the neater things that I really like about season 10 is just the common folk in Magic Town. There are so many Magic Town transformies who are really adjusting to life and this kind of new reality that they're in, basically, really well. And to that point, I like that in this issue we have Angel and Faith basically taking responsibility for Magic Town and saying, we are in this and we're in it alone. And yeah, I really appreciate that from the characters. When I say that that's what Angel and Faith is all about, like, they're owning up to their mistakes, and maybe if they had done their jobs right in Season 9, Magic Town would not be on their hands, but it is, and they've chosen to defend it and, you know, take care of it. And so that's what I really like about this. Nadira, she doesn't want to get rid of Magic Town. She wants to make sure that it's okay, and Angel and Faith want that for, you know, the people of Magic Town, not, you know, just the magic part. So I really love where Angel and Faith has gotten to in Season 10, so great issue. Predictions. Amanda, I think you're right. I think somebody's gonna die. I don't know if it's gonna be on Angel and Faith or if it's gonna be on Buffy, but I feel like somebody's gonna die. Again, it could be Ko, it could be Sophronia or Lavinia. That would, you know, have ripple effects over to Buffy proper a little bit. Not quite as much, because we never even knew about Sophronia and Lavinia until Season 9, but, you know, Giles might have an issue or two where he feels bad about it or something. I don't know. But I don't think Giles is gonna go again, obviously. Like, I disregard that whole comment. I really don't know who could go. It doesn't make sense for us to build Andrew up like this just to kill him, since a lot of people feel like they kill off the gays in the Buffyverse. So Andrew, I feel like it would be a mistake to take him, especially when we just got him in Scooby-Land. Who else could go? I don't know. Sophronia and Lavinia, one of them could go. Maybe both of them could go. That would suck. Ko, of course, he could go, especially if it gets, like, really teary and he, like, makes peace with Illyria and, like, serves his Natobi code by, like, dying for Illyria. Oh, that could be it. Like, Ko's going to serve his Natobi code and, like, give his life for Fred's life. That's what's gonna happen. Prediction. I hope something happens to either Angel or Faith, or that they might, you know, I don't know how comfortable I am saying this, and I wouldn't have been comfortable saying this in Season 9 because I wouldn't have said it. I think I might like to see Angel and Faith go there, if you know what I mean. At least acknowledge it. Maybe not go all the way, but go there. That would be weird. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. You know, I'm really worried about Nadira. They threatened to kill her last year, and she just, like, got away, but not scot-free, so she could go. And you know, I was thinking about it today, and Drusilla always gets away, but again, wouldn't it be awesome if they killed her? That would be, well. Faith was talking about how Archeus was all up in the police, and he could be all up in the government, because we know that Buffy has got the government, and the government has the Magical Council, and so the Magical Council has just been granted all the superpowers, and so, yeah, that's a thing to think about. Thank you, Faith. That's a good little nugget to chew on. Be sure to tell me what you thought of the issue down in the comment section below. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, question. But that's pretty much all I've got for today, you guys. I hope you're having a great 2016 so far, everybody. You can come right back here to the Buffington Post anytime for Buffy the Vampire Slayer reviews, Angel and Faith reviews, Buffyverse discussions on the other Slayers. You can check out my Game of Thrones episode reviews coming in, when are they coming back? April? Question mark? I don't know. Have a great day today, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. When you've got worries, all the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know. Downtown, just listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose? The lights are much brighter there. You can't forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure. Downtown, everything's waiting for you. Downtown.
But yeah, hope you're having a great day today, and we'll see you next time. I don't know if it's going to be on Angel and Faith or if it's going to be on Buffy. Oh, let me unplug this. That's right.